How you doing? Welcome to the Long Island Housing Podcast. I'm Tom McGiveron. I'm a licensed broker, and every month I kind of go over what's going on in the real estate housing on Long Island. I kind of switch between what's available, like houses, how many houses are on the market for sale, in what price ranges, I break them down, and then I also do I'm going to try and do it once a month where I cover what's going on in sales, because that's really important. That's going to let us know how the market's moving. And so that's this show here today, is basically going over what went into contract in December and how many homes sold. I'll talk about a couple other things as well. So December 2018, when we talk about the movement of the market, we're always looking at what's going into contract in a given month. It's not what's closing, right? People think of sales or what sold last month. You know, brokers might use, this sold last month, but meanwhile, they're actually talking about what went into contract last month. So there's a difference between what went into contract in 1 month and what sold, because in the state of New York, it takes an average of over 60 days to get a mortgage. So if something closed in December, that means it was really activity, most likely from, let's say, October or even September, when something actually physically closes, when people go to a closing table and it closes. Whereas something going to contract, that's actual market activity. That's a buyer who went to go see that house, usually in that month or maybe the month before, and it took a couple of weeks. You get a contract back and forth, everything gets negotiated, and you go to a formal contract. And that's when a sale is pending. That's what I'm going to talk about here. What went into contract in December of 2018 as they close out the year? So 839 houses went into contract in that month. Now, this is data that I looked up briefly on MLS, the multiple listing service. They tend to tweak their numbers, and some things get updated. Brokers miss putting something in contract, whatever. So it could, when they publish their numbers, it could be a little off. I'm a little ahead of the game there. But I looked it up just now on January 3rd here, and I saw 839 houses. Now, I did break it down between houses under 300,000, which was 128 houses went into contract, and between 300 and 500, 393 houses went into contract. That's the bulk of what went into contract, that price range. And this is for Suffolk County, by the way. Last month, I went over what was on the market. I think I covered Nassau and Queens as well. Normally, I don't do that. I mean, I can help anybody sell in, Queens, Nassau, Suffolk, Hamptons, in Manhattan, anywhere, really. But for this report, I don't cover everything. I just kind of cover Suffolk County usually. So in Suffolk County, 839 houses, 128 houses under 300. The price range is between 300 and 500. 393 of those houses were in there, and between 500 and 750,000. Net price range last month, 2018, December, 130, I think 135. I can't read my writing. Maybe it's 139. I don't know. That's went into contract there. And over 750, only 75 houses in December went into contract. Now, seasonality, there's always seasonality. We do definitely understand that, and there is a seasonality to the real estate market. Everyone knows, or most people know, spring is the time to sell, right? It's, May, June, great time. That's when we contract the most homes for sale, followed by September, October. And then, of course, with sales and even listings, new listings, a lot less people put their homes on the market, less buyers are out during, November through, end of November through December, because of the holidays, etc. There's definitely reasons to list your home during that time, because buyers are serious. There's people trying to relocate. There's a lot going on in that month, so still a good time though. Next year, you want to sell and move. It's not horrible to list your home in December. It's still a good time, because you're dealing with people who are really motivated, and that's a good thing. But for this report, I saw it 839. Okay, so there is seasonality. We have less sales, less activity in the market. But then I looked at 2017, December 2017, 1,082 houses, according to the MLS, went into contract. So last December 2017, one whole year back, 1,082 houses. 2016, 1,076 houses. So it was a marginal increase of whatever, 8 houses or 6 houses from 2016 to 2017, again, in December. So when we talk about seasonality, yeah, all right, less homes are on the market, less activity, but then, bam, 2018, you're looking at a 22.5% drop in prices, in the number of homes going into contract. Now again, when the multiple listing service publishes its numbers, my 839 may be wrong, or off a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be that much off. You're looking at over 20% drop in activity year over year. That's huge. Okay, and I looked up, hey, how many homes were on the market? Now we did have a decline in homes on the market, but we have that every year. To see a 22.5% drop in homes going into contract in a given month, that is an indication stuff is really slowing down. The train is it's slowing down, okay? So I looked up what's available. I only looked up overall in Suffolk County, there's 5,186 homes for sale. I think at the end of the month, or a couple of weeks ago when I ran those numbers, there was 5,080. So we added 100 homes on the market, roughly. I don't know. That's, not taking into account the fluctuations in homes that went to contract, etc. But there's 5,186 homes for sale. It's a low inventory, okay? And that is the balancing act that we're playing here. The balancing act between if is it a buyer's market or a seller's market. The crazy thing is that you have I hear more and more people, buyers really miscalculating and, trying to think, that it's not a good time to buy because it's, the market's going to crash or the market's going to. That's really not the case. We're not in 2007. This is not a repeat. This is just a simple, the market's going up. It's it's really good for sellers. It's a seller's market. Now it's starting just to slow down. The key is the rates are low. And this is the other thing I wanted to mention because I'm going to get to closings, and that's going to also be something that's going to be an eye opener. What's closed last month, but the rates dropped, which is significantly too in the last week or whatever. Look at that. I don't know if this is working now. It is good. Sorry about that. My audio, I just realized, was unplugged. That said, we had a big decrease in the rates. Okay, the rate definitely went down and went down significantly. That's going to be good for both buyers and sellers because it's going to, again, level out the market. There's a lot at play here when it comes to what keeps the market moving. Okay, and that's one of those things. That's an indicator that as rates remain low, that's going to encourage people to continue to buy, and it's going to help sellers with low rates. You may have a mortgage right now that's set, and you're 4.5. You're like, I don't want to move because the rate's higher. Well, the rate isn't higher; it's actually maybe even lower than what you're paying now. So that's a good, strong indication that if it stays that way, when it's not going to go that much higher. All indicators are it's going to, remain right around where it is. Maybe it's going to go up a point. No one really knows, but it's not going to be 8% by the end of the year. Knock on marble, or knock on wood, whatever you got. But so I just went over under contracts. I wanted to go over closings. Last month, 1,218 homes closed. Okay, that means they went into contract in September, October, and they closed in December. People went to a closing table, sat down, exchanged keys, checks, signed paperwork, closing. 1,218. Flashback, 1 year, December 2017, 1,502 houses. Go back another year to 2016, 1,463 houses were closed. Why am I going over this number? I just went over under contract, current activity in a month, and I just went over what closed, which is kind of like, again, the speed of the market. Where's the market going? What road is it traveling down? That's a 19% decline in closings in the month of December, year over year. That's significant, okay? And over 20% from 2016. You know, to me, when I look at stats, it's like, all right, it's a stat, big deal. But when I see something that's, you know, more than 8 or 9%, that's significant. We're talking 20, or nearly 20%. 22.5% drop in under contracts, 20% drop in closed year over year. Speed, that's definite. Listen, the market is definitely slowing down. Demand is decreasing, okay, for whatever reason. Okay, I don't know what it is, but we do know that it's slowing down a little bit. Yes, there's low inventory, but for some reason, you know, whatever's happening, there's less homes being sold, and what you know, the market's just the market, and then more homes are going to come on the market. That's what happens. January, February are big listing months. In February, I'm going to go over how many homes are on the market, or maybe later this month I might, you know, just take a look at it. I wouldn't be surprised. Today is 5,186 homes in Suffolk. Within 3 weeks, maybe like by January 25th, I'm going to bet that there's over 5,500, something like that. And then I guess in February, again, we're going to look at how the sales did. One of the things that I was talking about too, I've been focusing on it, is the higher end. It's more of a buyer's market in the higher end, and it's more of a seller's market in the middle of the road, $300,000 to $500,000 range. It's more of a seller's market there. And if you go over, you go over 500, certainly over 750, it's a buyer. It's definitely more of a buyer's market, because there's a lot more houses in that range under normal circumstances. So you're going to see maybe more flexibility, more price drops in that higher end. And that's, I think, across the board. Definitely in Nassau, and maybe not so much in Queens, because the average price is a lot higher. So keep an eye on that. If you're a person who's looking to make a move, you want to sell, still a great time. You know your prices. Let's say you have an $899,000 house. You've been trying to sell it for a while. You haven't been able to get anybody. Maybe you had a couple tire kickers. What you need to do is meet with us. We'd love the opportunity to sit down, go over a pricing strategy, a marketing strategy, freshen up the aspects of the listing to increase buyer demand to get it sold, and that most likely will include a little bit of a haircut on the price. You're priced at $899. Maybe $839 is the number. Get you multiple offers. Get it sold for $855. Okay, it's not what you want to hear, but that is the reality in those price points. Okay. If you have any questions, you can reach me. I'm on. Just call me 631-831-9048. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram. But this has been the Long Island Housing Podcast, the Long Island Housing Market Update for January 2019. I'm sorry about the audio earlier. I realized that my microphone wasn't plugged in, so my bad. And if you have any questions, again, just give me a holler, and I look forward to hearing from you. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Take care.